Hey guys, Rich Legends. Welcome to the video. Send us some love, some positive vibes your way, especially if you need them out there today. Today, it's Raid 101, the weekend series here on the channel. I want to talk about one insanely good campaign farmable Minotaur farmer that everybody can use all the way up until Minnow 15. They'll maybe one day add new levels, but for 5-6 years now, we've been going strong with only 15 levels. But there's one uncommon champion that can absolutely devastate this dungeon that I want to share with you guys today, and everybody again can pick him up pretty much right away in the game, your first few days playing, which is really awesome. As we do here on the weekend series, if you're a brand new player, you're thinking about downloading, or you have a friend or family member, whatever the heck, I do have a download link for you guys. This is not like an affiliate link or anything like that, but you can use it and get your hands on Eleanor, a legendary champion who's very good, and Ugo with my download link, one of the best epic champions in the game with decreased defense, block buffs, and some support on the A3 ability. Very good champions with my download link. You'll get them in your inbox. You get Eleanor right away, Ugo after a few, after level 15 it is. Okay. So who's a champion? I'm sure a lot of you guys probably already know who this is. He's really one of my faves. He's my favorite uncommon in the game. You could argue he's not the best, or he is the best compared to Armiger, who's the other like really well known. There's a few others too, Zephyr Sniper, a few others. We're not here to talk about them all today, but it's the Dreadlands, right? So this is going to be stage 9 in campaign. Any difficulty, by the way, so even when you're starting out on normal difficulty, you can still get him. He's going to be kind of a rare drop, so you're just going to farm this dungeon, and eventually you'll get him when you're farming your champions normally, right? So it is Shieldguard. Shieldguard's a barbarian. He's, again, an uncommon champion, but he's actually really sneaky good, right? He's a good little damage dealer, and he's defense-based, so he's like fairly easy to keep alive, considering he's an uncommon champion with pretty low base stats. Let's just pull up his actual stats here. So again, you can get him in stage 9, the Dreadlands, which is great because it's the same stage. You'll get your hands on War Maiden, another champion that you should at least keep, even if you don't max her right away. She can be a lot of accounts first decreased defense champion if you don't use my download link and get Ugo. Otherwise, you'd go with Ugo, right? But War Maiden's still really solid. Okay, so let me actually go to the index here so we can see his full stats. Again, a barbarian uncommon. His name is Shieldguard. Looks pretty cool for an uncommon, at least in my opinion. His base stats still aren't that great. 15k HP is not a lot. 1,000 defense is not a lot considering he is a defense-based champion. But Uppercut, his A1, his basic ability, attacks one enemy. We have a 50% chance to place decreased speed. It's the weak version, 15% decreased speed, but it's very good for the actual Minnow and for his guards to slow them down a little bit. You can also use him in Ice Golem in the early game and kind of through progression as well. That decreased speed, again, is very nice to have at that decent 50% clip on that A1. But Battle Stance is really what it's all about on this champion. This Battle Stance ability is actually really good. It's better than most rare AoE attacks, right? And he's an uncommon. It's like epic level good. An AoE attack, damage based on defense, fills this champion's turn meter by 20% on each critical hit. Now, usually in wave content, we're facing off against 5 enemies, right? So we're going to get a full turn meter when we use this ability, provided he has a 100% critical rate, which we want to do. It's called crit capping our champions. So 100% crit rate, he's going to get basically close to back-to-back turns. Now, the real magic of this move is it's a 2-turn cooldown. So we use this ability when we book it out. You have to use rare books on him, or you could just farm up more copies of Shieldguard. You can use copies of Shieldguard, the same champion, duplicates, to book him out as well, right? So spend some time in the Dreadlands, right? Farm your food in Dreadlands and book him out. 2-turn cooldown, AoE attack. You get another turn right away. You go in with the A1 and boom, you're right back to the AoE the next move, right? He has a cool passive too, Mighty Soul. It's very rare for uncommons, rarity champions in this game to have a passive to begin with. He removes a debuff from this champion each turn. That's like a really solid passive to have. That's it. That's his whole kit. So what can he do? So here's the build on him first, right? So Shieldguard, here he is. Lifesteal, right? We want him in a lifesteal set. Otherwise, he's probably going to die, right? But lifesteal heals by 30% of the damage dealt, which is beautiful. Now, I threw him in an accuracy set as well, because I like to land the decreased speed on the A1, but you don't have to go accuracy. You just want to make sure that you're going crit rate, most importantly, on the gauntlets. Because again, we need 100% crit rate. That is imperative on this champion. So the two real rules for this build, number one, on the gloves, the gauntlets, crit rate, percentage, main stat. On the boots, speed, main stat, okay? In the very beginning of the game, you're not going to probably not going to have a 45 speed, a fully maxed out. Still want speed as the main stat, okay? On the chest, we want defense percentage, but I didn't have a defense percentage in my accuracy set. So I went HP. Can still get the job done with HP. On our substats, what are we looking for? We're looking for speed and crit rate, just to make sure he has 100% crit rate, right? Crit damage helps too, a little bit more damage. Defense percentage, that's great. So in terms of these substats, defense percentage, speed, and that's basically it, right? HP is good too for survivability in the game, right? And crit damage. All right, so there we go. Masteries. Well, we're going to be farming masteries anyway, so we're going to be good, right? You want to max out Shieldguard's masteries. Now, to buy masteries in this game, like it's 800 gems. We generally advise you buy your starting champions masteries, your first champions, because then after that, they're not going to need the scrolls that we farm in MINO, and everybody else is going to get them. Once you're maxed in masteries and you're scroll farming in this Minotaur's dungeon, well, if you're maxed in masteries, you won't be getting the scrolls and taking them from everybody else that you want to get the scrolls in that dungeon. Now, these masteries here, first of all, you can get by without masteries, right? In the beginning, but it's easier when you have them. It lowers the gear threshold that you need. But these masteries that I have are very old, and I don't have 150 gems right now, and I'm not going to buy them to redo them. Honestly, it's fine. I can get by with this, but I don't love these masteries, okay? Let me push over. Let me talk about what I would recommend for you guys, right? Most importantly, we have, if we're going to be using like, crappy champions with no gear, Wrath of the Slain is going to be great. Increased damage inflicted by 5% for each dead ally. We might have 4 dead allies. Thus, we'll get 10% extra damage, which is the cap on this, okay? But the one that we really want, that we don't have, is Whirlwind of Death, right? We know this from campaign farming. It's a very important mastery to know. Increased speed by 6 for each enemy killed by this champion. So we'll get that 18 speed by the time that we get to MINO easy, and then we're going to be looking really nice, right? Faster against MINO, thus more attacks, thus more heals from our lifesteal set, right? The other one is Kill Streak. Increased damage inflicted by 3% for each enemy killed by this champion up to 12%. So we can get this off the guards, off the minions, and get some extra damage. It will help out in the waves as well. So those are some considerations for masteries. But again, masteries, and I went Helm Smasher, by the way, as my tier 6 mastery too. Ignore some defense. It's helpful against the wave mobs, right? I mean, it's helpful everywhere, but especially against those waves. Now, because we don't have defense percentage, you know what? I'm going to do it with HP, but it's a little bit better with defense. We'd rather err on the side of more defense because his damage scales based on defense, right? But it's even fine without HP. So let's go into the dungeon, right? MINO, stage 15. Here he is, good old Shieldguard, getting the job done. We're going to run him by himself here. But we could run it. We could pretend that we were farming up a couple other champions, right? Let's say we wanted to get masteries on Annex, all right? Let's just put one in there, okay? We're going to go. We don't even need an aura. He's going to go in there. Didn't kill anybody on his first shot. Somebody died on my team. That's cool. But again, we're going to use that A1. We're already back to the AoE here. So check this out. Boom. And look at that. He heals himself up as well, right? The cool thing about this run is it's not even that slow either, considering it's just one uncommon handling stage 15, right? 20 seconds on that first wave. He goes right back in with the battle stance, get that kill off of his A1 ability. Resist, resist. We didn't even build any resist or anything on him. These mobs are fairly easy, right? He has full health. We're going at 30 seconds onto MINO, right? Beautiful. And the cool thing is, too, is even if he doesn't resist debuffs, he cleanses off that passive. Shieldguard is a nasty little uncommon champion. Everybody ought to know about him, right? I have another uncommon maybe for next week's Raid 101. But for me, this is a great little MINO farmer because he's pretty efficient. It's fairly easy. He's farmable. He's easy to pick up, right? All you need is 100% crit rate. You know, some speed on him. I told you the most important stats on the gear, and that's it. He's really never going to be at a point where he's in jeopardy, right? Like in terms of his survivability here because of that lifesteal, right? Now, we could certainly upgrade this build quite a bit. We can get more defense on him. We have defense on the banner. We have crit damage on the amulet. I'll show you his accessories. I forgot to show you guys. We could certainly get a lot more damage, but it's nice, right? Gets the job done. 1 minute and 29 seconds. Not too bad, right? And again, the scrolls are going to go to Annex. And they're not going to go to him. He's already maxed. He's already maxed on his Masteries. So let me show you really quickly. We have defense on the ring. We have crit damage on the amulet. And we have defense on the banner, okay? We can get by the way. Let's try it. I'm not going to make you stare at me while we do it again, but let's sell something. No, I don't want to sell that. Golly. Yeah, we can sell this. I need to make one spot of it. Man, when you guys get to the end game of Raid, it's always this constant battle on your artifact storage, you know? Always having to make these tough decisions. Right now, I'm looking for a crappy piece to sell, and I just found one. Okay, so let's just take off the banner, because I realized that it's tough to get a champion fully ascended in the early game. But let's instead take off the chess piece, too, and let's put on a defense percentage. I'm just going to use anything defense percentage that I can find, and we're going to compare. This is perfect, right? So now we're losing the accuracy. We're dropping the banner. The defense does go up because we changed it. I'm going to come back at you guys, and we're going to see how he does with the defense percentage. So I'll let you see the first hit. You guys can compare the damage. I actually wasn't paying attention to his how much damage he was getting per hit. I don't know. I don't think that it didn't feel at first glance like it was that big of a difference, right? So in this build, he's taking a little bit more damage. He did get a little bit lower than last time, right? He's taking a little bit more damage, but he's healing it back up because he's doing more damage as well. We finished a little bit faster. I lied. I'm not going to cut. I'm just going to keep blabbing to you guys. So we're going to get another heal on the AoE, right? And another AoE. And then he gets back. I think this might be a little bit faster. I won't make you watch him kill Minnow again. Be right back. All right, guys. So without the banner and with the defense percentage, the time was basically the same. So anyway, guys, I bring you Shieldguard. Go ahead and check him out. He's a great minnow farmer. Again, easy uncommon champion to get. He's not too hard to max out. Again, cheaper because he's uncommon. You can use his dupes. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, found it helpful. And let me know if you end up farming and using Shieldguard on your account. Thanks for watching till the end of the video. And as always, take care, guys.